What I'm really excited about is for people to see the beginning of what Samsung can be in a Web3 virtual world. That there are so many more possibilities, things for the brands to bring to life, from creating brand-centric and focused experiences on what Samsung cares about, even getting into NFT and clothing design. Like, this is a whole new Samsung for people. This is a thing that we've never done as a brand. And so the idea of opening people's minds to the possibility of what Samsung can do in a metaverse is the thing that I'm most excited about.
So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm really excited that we can be here today and talk a little bit about the thought process and the design behind 837X. My name's Alana. I'm a corporate communications intern, and I'll be joining full-time after I graduate in May, which is really exciting. And I guess if you look at my avatar, it's pretty obvious that my favorite color is purple, but I really liked the ability to customize and add like all the cool accessories. So I tried to take advantage of that. But Chris, I'll pass it off to you if you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your avatar.
My name's Christopher Neff. I head up creative technology and innovation at the community, which basically means we get to make really cool things like this. My avatar, I stayed pretty true to form. I feel like, clothes that I would wear. I like black, long hair, blue eyes.
My name is Brian Brown. I've been working on Samsung since 2018. Anything fun, I get to have a little piece of, which is exactly what this was. My avatar is the best I can do for a hoodie and black pants. I also have a one raised eyebrow as my expression on my avatar, because when I have one raised eyebrow, I'm usually having a lot of fun in real life. So I wanted to reflect that here.
I'm Keith Soljacek, and my role here in the project is a Web3 strategist, bringing in the experience in the metaverse, in this case, certainly, but with blockchain and NFTs, and how we really future-proof this as an experiential space.
Awesome. So now that we have that background, Keith, could you briefly explain what the metaverse is and give us some insight to the thought process behind Samsung creating 837X?
That might be the most loaded question in all of technology right now, what the metaverse is. But look, the metaverse itself is a blanket catch-all term for immersive computing. Our metaverse world that we've built within Decentraland for Samsung is a Web3 powered metaverse. And we wanted to be able to give our visitors, reward them, I should say, for participating. And so that's coming in the form of NFTs and quests and adventures and events that we'll be planning here at 837X. So anything is possible. We really thought that was a wonderful way to drop into this space.
Yeah, definitely. That's really exciting. So I'm ready to kind of explore a little bit, see all that's possible inside. So why don't we head inside and continue the conversation there?
That is my favorite moment of the whole space. And walking into the tunnel with the 837X and feeling like you've been transported to a space station or some sort of magical world was really important for us in the team.
Yeah, I like that you pointed out the tunnel, because that was one of my first wow moments when I first walked in. I didn't know what exactly to expect the first time I came through. So that was definitely a wow moment for me. So talking a little bit more about Samsung's metaverse, Brian, how does 837X translate into the physical flagship 837 location in New York City?
837 in New York has always been about being a place where the most cutting edge technology that Samsung has to offer is being displayed and where people can interact with it. And we really took that idea of cutting edge to heart. But for the most part, the inside really represents what 837 could be in a world where anything is possible.
Yeah, I love that. I thought it was really cool how the outside was like an exact replica and the inside, like you said, is anything is possible. So let's head over to the customization stage, explore a little bit.
Come on up to the green platform.
All right, let's go.
This is my first time on the platform. I didn't know that we could get all the way up here. So that's really fun to figure out, and I like the dancing. Chris, can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the overall design of 837X and then the different quests and the badges, and things like the platform?
We wanted to gamify 837X. We wanted people to have a sense of earning, a sense of fun, collect things, and then obviously playing to the Web3 nature of the platform. It's really critical that we considered NFTs. We considered the sort of jump into NFTs for the brand looking at CES as a prime talking point for it. So the Quest had to be something that was sort of easily understood. We weren't trying to create really complex gaming. We were trying to create something where people would absolutely be able to earn badges, where they would be able to complete quests, because the ultimate prize at the end of the tunnel were these wearables. So we needed to take that user experience for a lot of people that had never been in D-Land, but we needed to sort of package it in a way that was very easy to get in, easy to understand, kind of hold their hand or guide them along the way, but yet still appeal to the people that like the metaverse and are used to it, that don't just want to be spoon-fed and still want to sort of adventure and have fun. So it was a package of those elements to make the quests and the badges come to life.
And Neff, I love that too, because look, we worked really hard to not make this a museum, right? We really wanted to encourage participation and discovery, and then ultimately reward the people who came in, participated, discovered, learned about the brand with the NFTs that you mentioned, and a chance at those wearables. And just that mechanic of where you lean into participation and you reward visitors, people who've engaged with your brand, is something that we want to continue at 837X.
When we think about the design for 837X, we were really inspired by the core pillars for Samsung for 2022. The three things that they care about the most: sustainability, customization, and connectivity. And what I think the team did a really brilliant job of was to create rewarding and fun experiences that teaches people about those three things that Samsung really cares about and rewards them for doing it.
Yeah, I love how you brought up the three different pillars, and I like how there's three different sections devoted to each one. So you can really kind of explore what each one means to the brand and Samsung, and like you said, actually experience it and engage with it. So with that, let's head into the forest and kind of roam around a little bit there, and we can talk a little bit more about the sustainability pillar.
From the very beginning, we knew that sustainability needed to be an important part of the experience in 837X.
We all talked a lot about the forest going into this. We knew sustainability was an important pillar. So we wanted to try to make that forest as vast as possible, really feeling kind of robust, nod to the 2 million trees that are being planted in Madagascar by Samsung. And we took a lot of time to sort of craft the inspiration of that quest, everything from the language that's spoken by Aurora, who's the dragon, when you drop down into the water, the vantage point when you first walk into the forest, so you sort of see and feel that vastness and have a sense of where to go. So I definitely feel like that's my favorite quest.
So yeah, I think it's great that you guys were able to incorporate sustainability in such a fun and engaging way, especially with the quest here in the forest. But with that, we can head over to the connectivity theater and go more into detail there. This is my favorite area. I love watching the CES highlights on the big screen. I think it's really fun because it shows the highlights in a bunch of bright colors with a giant screen.
The theater screen, I think, blew us all away. The architects that built this world were, they really went the extra mile to create things in Decentraland that had never been done before. So a lot of the architecture, a lot of the spaces, the way this world was created is very unprecedented for Decentraland. And
kind of talking about the beginning of these endless possibilities, Keith, do you have any insight as to what's next?
Yeah, well, I can't tell you too many specifics because we're really excited for people to keep coming back and experiencing 837X. And every time we open the doors up, we hope they get a new and exciting experience. That being said, I think our primary goal here is to keep innovating. So as we continue to evolve the experiences and the games and the events that we have in here, we want to top ourselves. It's also a testing ground for us. We're going to find out what works in the metaverse at 837X, and we'll listen to the community. We'll continue to innovate, embed new, really cool features, unexpected things that you'll see when you continue to visit, and hope you keep coming back because we're going to keep offering up, as Brian said, these NFTs and wearables and things that people really want from a metaverse experience, and we'll just do that in unexpected ways.
That's awesome. I think I speak for everyone when I say I'm really excited to see what comes next. I've already had a lot of fun kind of roaming the different areas and collecting my badges. I can't wait to see and be a part of it. So thank you all for being here and kind of sharing a bit about behind the scenes, the design, and all of that. I appreciate your time and the insight.
Thank you, Alana. It's been great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Wait, hey.
We got a half lizard outside.
I was.
I think it's I think he's got raptor legs.
Is it?
That's really cool.
Yeah.